Space Utilization Dashboard. Upon initial dashboard load, you'll notice two important icons at the top of the screen. On the left is a menu icon referred to by some as the hamburger icon. On the right is a rightward pointing arrow. Those will be important to in the navigation and data selection process. I'm going to touch the hamburger icon and reveal the selectors. In the case of the Space Utilization Dashboard, there are selectors for term, academic term in this case, college, partition, room type, and capacity of room, that is. Clicking or touching, if on a mobile device, the X will collapse the selectors. The point of this dashboard is to get at a glance space utilization information, both in summary and, as we will see shortly, in detail. Room utilization. For those not familiar with room utilization is basically how often a room, or in this case groups of rooms, are used relative to the maximum amount they can be used in an 8 to 5 Monday through Friday framework. In the case of this space utilization summary, it uses a sample week for each academic term selected. We've selected fall 2017, and the sample week is Monday, September 4th, 2017 to Friday, September 8th, 2017, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., as I mentioned earlier. On the left side at the top here is a grid that represents the hours Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We see the space utilization, room utilization in this case, statistics for 206 rooms over that period of time. We see the numbers, and we also see color shading that represents the range of values. The typical red being unsatisfactory, yellow acceptable, and green good or desirable. As I move down, I see the same information displayed in bar charts for the days, Monday through Friday, and for the hours, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Those are basically average values for the rows and columns of the chart above. On the left side, as we said, is the time block values. On the right side, under room utilization history, is a line chart that shows the average values for this subset of data over time from fall 2007 to the present. Every fall term is shown in terms of the average seat utilization, room utilization rather. The green line indicates the average utilization target, whereas the purple is the actual value. As we see there, for fall 2016, the room utilization average was 67%, which was higher than the target value of 65%. I'll move down on the utilization dashboard and get to the next section, which is seat utilization, where room utilization was a value that describes how often a room or group of rooms is used within a given time framework. Seat utilization describes how full the rooms are when used. These types of descriptive notes are also accessible by touching the header. In the case of seat utilization, if I touch it, I will reveal a pop-up that will tell us seat utilization is a measure, expresses a percentage of the average number of seats used in a room when occupied. I'll hide that to go on to note that this is also a grid, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And below the grid are bar charts that show the average value for the rows and the columns of the grid, respectively. To the immediate right of the seat utilization grid are some simple stats that help understand the set of rooms under examination. We have an average capacity of the set of rooms, in this case 206 rooms. The average capacity is 42, the smallest capacity is 13, the largest capacity is 138. Finally, below that, there is a line chart labeled Seat Utilization History. That shows us, over time, from fall term 2007 to the present, the seat utilization average for the set of rooms. Now this is a little bit different than the above line chart, which only had one line. This has two. The blue line represents actual seat utilization, whereas the orange line represents expected seat utilization. At the bottom is a header that shows us when the data was last updated. To move to the top of the dashboard, we'll now examine the rightward pointing arrow. If I touch it, what that will do is take us to the room detail. For the 206 rooms here, we will see course hours, room utilization, and expected and actual seat utilization. As it was with the initial space utilization summary screen, we can touch the menu icon to reveal the selectors. And if I were to change to fall 2016, of course, the data will change accordingly. I'm going to show one final feature of the dashboard that is revealed when I touch to reveal a tooltip to a given room in the space utilization detail. For each room, we see the room name, the building, the room name, the room type, the capacity of the room, the partition of the room, the owner or organization of the room, and the course hours. We also have in blue a link that takes us to another website that shows the actual courses on a typical schedule grid that were used to calculate the utilization values, both room utilization and seat utilization. Now I will return to the space utilization room detail and touch again on the extreme right a leftward pointing arrow that will take us back to the space utilization summary screen. That's it. That's your tour of the space utilization dashboard. I hope you'd enjoyed it.